Hello, welcome students to the virtual classes. Today is a new day, fresh start, think happy thoughts, exercise, drink lots of water. Don't just eat, fuel your body, be healthy and happy. In outbreak of coronavirus COVID-19, in this situation, staying healthy has become of utmost importance. And how can we do it? By following some preventive measures like social distancing and self-isolation, maintaining a healthy routine, building up a strong immune system to fight against the disease, maintain fresh fruits and vegetables in diet with proper hygiene. Eating healthy eating habit is a need of the hour. So we all need to eat a balanced diet. You can see a picture here for the homeless, for the poor people, for the migrant workers. Corona is just a cold. The worry is food because food is very important for our survival. It is the third most basic thing for life after air and water. So, how do we define food? Food is any nutritious substance that people or animals eat or drink or that plants absorb in order to maintain life and growth. But in spite of the fact that we realize the food is significant and expend it in day by day life, its different job in the body are very fascinating and worth pursuing. So let's see what are the functions of food. Food is very important for the growth and development of our body. It provides us energy to do work. It helps in repairing and maintaining the damaged body cells. Food is not only important for us, for the human beings, but it is also very important for small organisms, very simple organisms like microorganisms which we cannot see from our naked eyes, and also for the smaller organisms like insects, reptiles. So, because we say the survival of the fittest is important for everyone. This is what we are going to see in the chapter number 2, Nutrition in Animals, how different organisms are able to survive. Here we have table of content in which we shall be discussing about introduction, process of nutrition in animals, nutrition in simple organisms, nutrition in human beings, human digestive system, digestion in grass-eating animals, and the concept map and the summary of the chapter. Shall we begin? Okay. So in the previous chapter, we learned that plants can prepare their own food by photosynthesis and they are said to be autotrophic in nature. But can animals prepare their own food? No. So animals get their food from plants, either directly or eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. So, animals exhibit heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Again from the previous chapter, it is clear that all living organisms, both plants and animals, need certain nutrients to stay alive and grow. And these nutrients are obtained from food. Since this chapter is about nutrition in animals, so in this chapter we will learn about the process of intake and utilization of food in animals, which is called as nutrition. So what is nutrition? The science or study that deals with food and the nourishment is called as nutrition. It is a process of taking in food and using it for growth, metabolism and repair. Good nourishment is very important for a healthy lifestyle. So we need to be well nourished. There are two main important types of nutrients what we get from the food. Those are macronutrients and micronutrients. The word macronutrients, macro means in large amount, micro means in small amount. You can note it down students. Macro in large amount, micro in small quantities. So the three main categories of macronutrients are carbohydrates, protein and fats. We know that carbohydrates and fats gives us energy. They are energy giving food, and protein is said to be body building food. So we need energy and body building in a large amount, and then we say them as a macronutrients. There are other two types of micronutrients which we require in a small amount, vitamins and minerals, which help in the repairing of the damaged body cells. And these are the extra molecules that cells need to make the energy. Okay. Also, these vitamins and minerals, they are helpful for fighting against the disease. They provide us immunity. So what is nutrition? It includes the nutrient requirement, different 5 component macro and micronutrients, mode of food intake, how we are taking it, whether we are autotrophic or heterotrophic, and its utilization, how we utilize that food to do the work. This is called as nutrition. Now, the way we are taking it, the food intake, it depends from organism to organism. The way a small organisms like bees and hummingbirds, the way they are taking the food, it will be different from the human beings. Right? Yes. So, example is bees and hummingbirds, they suck nectar from the plants. Infants of humans and other animals feed on mother milk. Snake like python, they swallow the animals they prey upon. And then few aquatic animals filter the tiny food particles floating nearby and feed upon them. Now, how this nutrition is taking place? There are certain steps which are involved in it that we shall see later. So, all the animals can be divided into 3 groups on the basis of their food habits. As we say, mode of food intake, yes, these are herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. What are herbivores? Those animals which eat only plants are called as herbivores. Here you can see example is of goat. Other examples are cow and deer. What are these called as? Herbivores, as they eat only plants. And from where the plants get energy? From the sun. Because sun gives the sunlight, and then plants are making food by the process of photosynthesis. They are storing the energy. Remember the 10% law, energy law? Yes. So energy is trapped from the sun. It is used to make food, and this stored energy is taken and eaten by the herbivores. Again the energy is transferred according to the 10% law. Then from the herbivores, these herbivores are eaten by the other animals like lion, tiger, lizard and such kind of animals which eat the flesh is called as carnivores. Now there, human being we say is very superior because we are omnivores. We can eat both these herbivores and carnivores. It means both the plants and animals. We can eat these plants as we have food, crops we take, then we have meat, right? So we can eat flesh. That's why human beings are said to be omnivores. Also dogs, crows, etc. are also said to be omnivores. So this is how the mode of intake of food. Now let's discuss about the process of nutrition in animals. Now there are basic 5 steps which are involved in the nutrition in animals. The first step is ingestion. Second step is digestion. Third step is absorption. There is a spelling mistake here, children. Please correct it. ABSORPTION. Absorption is the third step. Next is assimilation. Again ASSIMILATION. This is the fourth step of nutrition. And the last step is excretion. Let's study about this all process in detail. Now as we human beings eat, we take the whole food, and such kind of nutrition that is heterotrophic nutrition is defined as holozoic nutrition. In Greek, holo means whole and zoikos mean animals. Is a type of a heterotrophic nutrition. It is a process by which animals take in the food, and it involves 5 different steps, that is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and ejection. And human beings, amoeba, paramecium all exhibit this holozoic mode of nutrition. Let's see what is the first step, ingestion. Ingestion means the process of taking food into the body is called as ingestion. As we know that when we are taking food, we take a complex food. It has to be broken down into simpler substances. So the first way how you are going to take the food. Remember the snake they swallow. We take the food. We bite it. Right? So the process of taking food into the body is called as ingestion. So there are various parts which are involved in this process of ingestion. The second step is digestion. The process in which this complex food containing the large insoluble molecule is broken down into small water-soluble molecule is called as digestion. So, the simpler substance which can be utilized by our body is called as the digestion. This process is called as digestion. Now, the simpler substances which are available now to the body, the process in which the digested food now passes to the intestinal wall into the bloodstream is called as absorption. Now, this food, the simpler molecules are now distributed to all the parts of the body through the bloodstream, and this process is called as absorption. Now, when this food is getting absorbed by the body cells, it needs to take in the nutrients, different nutrients. Right? Remember carbohydrate, fat, proteins, vitamins and minerals? Yes. So all of this is collected and then it is taken to perform the different functions like energy, for repairing the body cells, for the maintaining, for multiplying the cells. This is done by the process of assimilation. So it is used for the energy, growth and repair. Now this is for the food, for the digested food which is being utilized in the body. Now there is a certain food molecules which remain undigested. So what happened to these undigested food molecules? It is being expelled out from the body. It is being removed out from the body by the process which is called as egestion. There are again few parts of the body which are involved. There is a system which is involved in this egestion, which we shall be studying further. So here we finish the chapter. In the next class, we shall discuss about the nutrition in the simple organisms, example with amoeba. Thank you, class.